What's going on, guys? It's your boy Josh Gavin here, and today I'm going to be walking you through an overview of what it looks like to own an offer publishing company and some of the day to day things that I handle, that I run, that I check in on a day to day basis, just to give some of you guys some insight on what your life would look like if you stepped into a role like this. Because I think the position or the identity of being a publishing company is really like fantasized. It's very romantic, but there's a lot of things that I found after getting into it that are nitty and gritty, and just like any other business, aren't that fun to do, but have to be done. And so I want to walk you through quick what some of those things are, what it looks like, what I'm responsible for, and then you can make the decision if that's something you want to do, or maybe you don't want to do that, and that's okay. I never want to be the guru type who tries to force an identity on you and say you have to do this, you have to do it this way. You can do whatever you want, right? You do whatever you want. A lot of you guys say you want to do offer publishing, yet you never start it. And chances are you probably just subconsciously don't want it. So no pressure there. But let's talk through this and what I do on a day-to-day basis. So the first thing I do when I start my day, when I wake up, I have my calendar blocked out into different time blocks, right? And for me, I find that my creative thinking is done best in the morning. And so in the morning time, from about 9 to 12 o'clock, that's when I can write the best copy. So right now it's about 10 a.m. And so I'm derailing some of my deep work time to record this. But normally I'd be writing copy right now for the offers that I'm working on. So what that looks like is maybe I'm writing a new upsell page, maybe a new VSL, it's the emails, it's the promo we're working on, all these different things that I'm responsible for writing. That is done in that window. So that's when I'm working on the majority of the actual copy. Now, going back a little bit before that, before I start writing copy, I check in on just the account. So I look at ads managers, see how we did the day before. I check our Google Sheet we have that shows all the numbers that my operations manager fills out with our media buyers, so I can see all the stats for like the day before, or the last week, or just a 30-day window. And then I also go to ClickFunnels or Go High Level, depending where our funnels are, and I just check the stats there. So there are a couple little things, but then I go into the copywriting and do that for the rest of the day. Now, once that's done, it kind of depends on what's the to-do list. Sometimes I could be writing a VSL, so I'm returning the slides and I'm sending it over to the person who's the face of the offer and walking them through how to record it. Again, sometimes we're doing a promo, so I'm managing that. But usually I found that when you're doing offer publishing, there's actually a lot of like sitting around and waiting. And I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and we were both like, man, it feels like we're not moving forward fast enough. It doesn't feel like we're growing or just getting things done, when in reality, we have a lot on our plate. And we were kind of processing why that was. And what we realized is before we got into offer publishing, we were in like the launch game. So we would just like freelance work, and we like build something, hand it over to someone, they'd launch it, and we'd move on to the next thing. And I did that for years. I remember the first funnel I sold was back around 2020. I think I was about 17 or 18 years old. It was for a company called Piano for Producers. That funnel went on to do millions. It was also a low ticket offer. And I remember I built the funnel. I sold it for $1,500. Built the funnel, handed it off. I'm out, gone. They scale it up. I'm on to the next funnel. So that's what my life used to look like. But now I'm sticking to a few core offers. I'm optimizing. And so the optimization part of the offer process is boring to me. It's fun because I'm mastering something, but there's a lot of like, okay, we're testing something new on the sales page. All right, run the test. We got to wait till we have this many page views. Okay, let's run it. Okay, we ran it. We have 2 days. 3 days later, we can look at the results. How did it work? What went wrong? Okay, great. Then we're also looking at, okay, well, that's going on. We have this with the sales calls that's going wrong. Okay, we need to optimize that. Or, oh, shoot, we need to be building more relationship with the leads we have. So we're working on like the whole thing, right? And so what I want to tell people, and this is the biggest thing I tell people when they ask me, like, hey, Josh, like, how easy is it to do offer publishing? What I tell them is it's just as hard as if you were starting your own business, except if you're like me, where you have multiple, like you're managing multiple companies. Like right now, I have two main offers that I'm like handling full service. I'm publishing, have a majority percentage in, and then I have a couple I consult on. But those main offers, it's like I'm running two separate businesses in different markets, full time, different audiences, and it's a lot to balance. And so don't get into offer publishing if you think that it's going to be easier than just starting your own product, your own business. The only thing that's easier and better for some people is the fact that your face is not the actual offer. So you can kind of sit behind the scenes and just do the marketing, which people love. But just know that you're still going to be responsible for everything else. And sometimes the face of your offer isn't good on camera, or maybe they don't want to be on camera. Maybe they don't want to record videos, so you have to script whatever it is. So there's a lot of like scripting you have to do depending on the person you work with. But anyways, that's kind of what it looks like. So there's sometimes in the day-to-day basis where I'm just preparing for like future problems. So like right now, today I'm gonna be working on some, like it's not an issue right now, but I know it could be in the future where I'm like, dang, our nurturing sequence after they buy our low ticket offer needs to be improved. Although it's not like a red hot glaring issue right now, I'm going to start that now because I'm waiting on a test results from something that was a red hot glaring issue to get back to me. So that's another thing I'm doing in that window. But that's that. So morning, check the stats, check the accounts, and I go and I write copy depending on what needs to be done. Then middle of the day, like lunch, I'll have lunch, and I'll go my prayer walk, and I'll come back. And then from that window, that's usually when I do calls. So I'll do a call with the person I'm publishing if I need to talk to them, if we need to brainstorm anything. I'll also do just calls with other people, like I'm just on like consulting calls, whatnot. And then I'll usually finish the day, like the end of the day, I'll do more of the technical stuff. Now I have an operations manager, so he handles all the technical stuff, which is awesome. Shout out to you, Justin. But beforehand, that's when I would usually do like my technical stuff. So that would be like the automations, the tracking with Hyros, setting up the pixels, connecting funnels, making sure all that stuff is good. And so I would get all my creative deep working done when I had the most energy, and then when I'm running out of it, I do more of the boring technical stuff that I could do while having like a podcast on the side. And so that's what my day to day looks like. To be honest, again, there is a lot of just like waiting, and like you have to think long term. Like you have to treat this like a business you're going to be in for years. You can't just think of it like a get rich quick, launch off, make money and bounce. Like you are building your own business from scratch and growing it single-handedly, and then bringing on the team to do it as you grow. And so don't get into offer publishing if you think it's going to be super easy and you're not going to have to do anything. You will have to do everything you would have to do if it was your own product. Again, your face isn't on it. Now, another insight of just what I'm doing now for my company, like who I've hired now, now that we've pushed past certain monthly revenue marks. The first hire I made was a media buyer. Actually, before that was like a funnel design, but that's like freelance. But someone on retainer. The first person I hired was a media buyer. The second person was email list manager to like send the emails because I didn't want to do that. The third thing was we hired a creative team, so freelance at first. Now I have someone on retainer. And then the next thing was like an operations manager to kind of run the whole show, set up the systems, make sure everyone's on the same page, make sure our tracking's good, all of that. And then again, like the freelance work, I have a rotation of about 4 to 5 different funnel designers that I'll rotate through. And depending on who's free, because they're working on other projects, I'll just pick someone, hey, come in, here's the copy, build a funnel, they'll give it to me, pay them one time, they're good to go. So I don't think I'll ever have a funnel designer on retainer because it's just so hard to say. But that's what it looks like. So now for me, all I really have to do is come up with like strategy, write copy, create upsell path ideas, and then like just I can write the copy to Doc, hand to my operations guy. He even will put it in the funnel. He kind of does zero as well. They do everything else. I write the ads, hand it over, and so it's really nice where I can kind of stay in the zone of like creative work and offer creation, and they can do all the technical stuff and measurements, and then really at that point, I'm just like forecasting, seeing what worked, how we can repeat it, and then go on from there. So that is a quick little insight on a day-to-day of what you do when you own an offer publishing company. For you guys that are interested, my name for my publishing company is called offerpublishingpress.com. I own the domain. We don't have a site set up yet. Maybe I'll do in the future. I just bought it because I really like that name. And again, we have like 2 different offers I'm working on. We just signed a contract for our third one, which is going to be really cool. Excited to get into that market. And we'll probably just stay at 3 there with our current team size. Because again, you're like building a company from scratch. But hey, if you have any other questions about offer publishing, the first place I'll send you to and like this idea of it and like who's like kind of like pushing this idea forward in the marketing world, because it's not like a new idea. Like it's the same thing as if you were like a music label company. Like I know a guy, he works with like huge artists, and he has like a music publishing company or label, right? And that's the same thing. Like I'm pretty much just like a music label for digital products, and that's what publishing is. But if you want to kind of get more insight on someone who's done it well on a good scale too, make sure to click the link below and check out Nothing Held Back, which is a free Facebook group run by Alan Sultanich, which I have interviewed on this channel here. So you can go join there. He's got a couple posts there as well as in his paid program. And then again, you could always just study like music label companies. Alex Ramosi is pretty much in the publishing game. When he acquires companies, he's doing the same thing. He handles their marketing and all of that stuff. And so a lot of people are doing this. It's not a new concept, but it's being talked about more. And so that's some great places you can go to, as well as if you need some tools to help launch your offers faster with more certainty, feel free to check out lowticketoffers.com. For just $15, you can get access to all of my tools and templates that I use to launch my offers faster. And then also something that we're starting to do on this channel is doing some shout outs. Actually, our first brand deal on the channel. Look at that. Only 1,200 subscribers. Already got a brand deal for my good friend Adam. And he said he wanted me to say that this video is sponsored by Fried Rice King, aka Adam War Khan, aka fellow marketer. Probably said your name wrong, brother. So sorry, I'm not going to edit it. You only paid me $1 for this. But shout out Adam. I'll make sure to leave his contact below. You can check out what he does. Hey guys, I appreciate you guys watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe so we can get to 1 billion subscribers and pass Mr. Beast. If you like this unedited, non-ADHD editing style video, make sure to share it with somebody who's interested, and let me know what other topics you'd like to cover. You'd like me to cover on this channel so you guys can have some insights into. So appreciate y'all. Peace out. I'll see you in the next one.